Okay, well, Amanda, thank you very much for joining me today in our Zoom interview for Manageable Women in Construction. We're going to start by understanding sort of your background. So how did you come to choose the CET program at Red River College?
Okay, thanks for having me out. So I've always been interested in woods and metals. In high school, I took those as my electives as well. I was always interested in drawing and coming up with kind of like different designs and stuff like that. So my original plan was to become an architect. That was kind of like my get out of high school, I want to be an architect plan. But after spending a couple years in university, I went and applied at the CAD program at Red River College. And that was the year that they changed it. So it actually then became a 2 or 3 year program, depending on which path you took. So after spending the first year there, I really enjoyed the campus and the culture of Red River College, and ended up getting my structural technology diploma from there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then since then, I've also gone on to complete my professional sales certificate and my project management certificate. And I'm currently working on getting my advanced certificate in project leadership.
Oh, wow. Now that's all sort of night school type stuff, or is it, well, everything's online now, I guess.
Very true. Yeah, all of it's been done since I graduated from the structural technology program. The certificates have been done part-time in the evenings on my own time, so.
Okay, cool. Now, you're a little bit unique in the fact that you've worked private sector and now you're working in the public sector. So what would you say the biggest difference between those two are?
Oh boy. You know, I will have to say I haven't noticed a huge difference. I'm very lucky with the company I'm currently at, and I find the culture is a very positive culture. They're very much into innovation, diversity, and inclusion. Probably even more so than I think I recognized before. So I find they're very leading edge in those types of initiatives. And honestly, I've been very fortunate and very happy with where I am, so.
Cool. Okay. So speaking of diversity and inclusiveness, what do you think is unique about women that would sort of contribute to construction? So maybe something that maybe might be missing from construction currently that women would bring to the table. Do you think there's anything that might be very specific to women that way?
To be honest, I think sometimes our perception of things, we may look at things a little bit differently. And I do like the whole idea of having a diverse workforce, and the diversity comes from different people, different backgrounds, different cultures. And I find that when you're able to bring a team like that together and collaborate, that you come up with innovative solutions that you probably wouldn't have been able to come up if it was just, an individual or, the same kind of group-minded people. So I think we bring that into the industry.
Okay, cool. What would you say currently is the biggest challenge Manitoba Women Construction has faced with sort of trying to break into the industry, or what do you think the organization is sort of struggling with?
Well, the pandemic currently, because obviously it's definitely, we haven't been able to get that in-depth relationship continuing on through our regular networking sessions and professional development sessions that we do. So you kind of feel a little bit out of touch in regards to that. So that's definitely a current challenge we're experiencing. But just thinking kind of broader scale, I think just making sure that we're reaching out to the trades and to the women in the industry that need our support, and trying to find the ways to do that, and being able to evolve to figure out and find out what it is that they're looking for and continue to adapt to those needs, and hopefully bring something to the table for them, that support, that mentorship, and that guidance that they need. I know, when I kind of first started in the construction industry, I was one of very few women. And you would sit in a boardroom and you'd be the only one, and so just making sure like you feel confident and supported in speaking up and bringing to that table what you can bring. So.
Do you think being part of Manitoba Women in Construction gave you a little bit of extra confidence in?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I honestly wish I was, when I first started in the industry, I definitely could have used some of that support. Like there was some rocky roads there, some challenges that you dealt with, and just knowing, having all these relationships now that I've built, and knowing that I can call somebody and talk to somebody about something that's going on. They've maybe experienced the same thing, or can at least provide an ear to listen to, so definitely it has helped for sure. And I hope that other women can see that out there too.
Okay. What is one of your favorite aspects of a Manitoba Women in Construction event?
Definitely the aspect is like being able to meet other women, and then just to me, I find that the professional development sessions that we give are very educational, and I always leave there with a gem or two of knowledge that I hadn't had when I had gone into the event. So I definitely feel like I'm getting takeaways from it. I think that's one of the best things, because I think that's what you need when you attend something like that, is you feel that you got something out of it. And every PD session that I've attended through Manitoba Women in Construction, I felt like I've got that.
Okay. So if you could look back on your, say, 17, 18-year-old self, what would you tell your 17, 18-year-old self at this point? From all you've learned now, what would you tell that person?
I would tell that person to push myself outside of my comfort zone. I found before I was very narrow-minded, and I was very comfortable in what I was doing, and I didn't want to push myself. And that's been a personal goal of mine over the past few years, is to take those chances, take those risks, and do something new and do something different to grow myself, both personally and professionally.
Okay. What's the biggest benefit for you, for yourself, from sitting on the Manitoba Women in Construction Board?
I've definitely been more comfortable speaking my mind when it comes to board type situations, providing suggestions and comments, and hopefully, positive things to bring the board to the next level. I feel like I said, I learned so much from everybody else in the room. You always leave the board meetings too with like, oh wow, like that was great, I found that out, or oh, I really liked how that person, when they tell a story about something they're experiencing, you're like, oh yeah, I've done that, dealt with that before, or I haven't, and oh, I like the way they approached it. So you're always constantly learning something new, and I think that's great just to be a part of that.
Cool. Okay. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit, and I'm going to ask you a few questions that we'll get to know you a little bit more, just the heart of you and who you are in general type thing. Okay. So a little bit of a lightning round. You can say sort of the first thing that comes into your head. That's perfectly okay.
Okay.
So are you a morning or night person?
I'm a morning person.
Ooh, okay. So favorite breakfast food then?
Ooh, I like all of them, to be honest with you. And I found being at home right now, I'm definitely indulging in some of the more not fancier ones, but like the ones that I probably wouldn't do on a day-to-day basis if I was going to work every day.
Oh, it's like the waffles and the pancakes.
Yeah, you betcha.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So are you a coffee drinker or a tea drinker?
I'm a coffee drinker. I do not like tea or even iced tea.
Oh, okay. Adamant there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm there, because I've gotten pushback on that one before.
So are you a reader or a watcher? Will you read a book or will you watch TV?
I'm a reader.
Okay. What's your favorite book?
Favorite book, honestly, I couldn't pinpoint right now. I do read a lot, and I have quite a few, but I will tell you the one I'm reading right now that my husband has been adamant that I read for a few years now is A Game of Thrones. So I'm 75% through the first book. Okay,
I tried that one. I couldn't get very far, so kudos to you.
Oh no, I'm actually enjoying it. He provides a lot of information too that you may not get if you were just reading it on your own, kind of thing, because he's read it a few times. So.
Oh, okay. So have you watched the series then?
Not yet. We're gonna wait till I'm done the first book before starting the first season.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so you are a mom with two kids, working full time and everything. Obviously, when you have some spare time, sounds like maybe you're going to pick up a book or something. But do you have any other hobbies?
Yeah, so actually with the pandemic, I've actually done quite a few DIY projects around the house. So one of the things I did was I repurposed an old TV bench and I actually made it into our mudroom entryway, and has like a shelf above and hooks and everything like that. And I made some plant stands, and then just other things around the house, like in the yard and things like that, I've really enjoyed doing lately. So definitely getting more in touch with that kind of DIY side of myself.
Okay, very cool. And then what has been your favorite vacation ever?
Oh, my favorite vacation. I'm gonna say when did we go? 2017, my husband and I took our kids to Hawaii. And that was the first time we had gone back to Waikiki since our honeymoon. So it was really neat to share kind of what we had seen the first time around, this time around with our kids, and just to do some of the stuff and see some of the sights with them and through their eyes. So definitely that was one of my most favorite holidays. And I love Hawaii, so anytime I have a chance to go back, I will.
Nice. Okay, and then I'll finish up with a COVID question, of course.
Yeah.
So given the situation, you've been working at home for a long time now and everything, what has this whole situation taught you about yourself?
You know what it's taught me about myself is that I'm still, like, I can still be motivated, I can still manage everything, and I can still do it. Because I think one of the biggest fears, how do I want to say it? The kind of thing is that you can't be as productive working from home as you can from the office. For sure, there's some days that you struggle with that, but there's other days where, like, I have a 45-minute commute to and from work every day. So I'm definitely using that time to be more productive, you know, throughout my day, because I could really work longer if I wanted to. And we have now the ability to easily answer emails in the evening. If we need to, not that we do, but if it does come up, that ability's there. But it's just taught me just to enjoy everything so much more and be productive in what I do and enjoy this extra time we've been given, because it's something that you'll hopefully never again see in your life, but it's an amazing gift we've been given.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you very much, Amanda, for your time. And I hope it's given us and the members a little bit more insight into who you are, and gives at least a little bit of an icebreaker for when we have MWC event again, and people can come up to you and say, hey, I read too, and this is my favorite book or something. So I think that's kind of where we're trying to go with these interviews. So thanks very much again, and it was great talking to you.
It was great talking to you too. Thanks again for having me, and great work on putting this together. So thank you.
No problem.